Hi guys, Matt Thomas here at Cedar Rock Studio Guitar Gallery in Indiana. And today we've got a really lovely guitar that we found at the Woodstock Invitational Showcase. This is actually a Turnstone guitar built by Rosie Heydenrych, all the way from England. And it features some really beautiful English woods here. But we'll get into that. So this one has a Mastergrade German Spruce top on it that is just so clean. I mean, a lot of times German has a little bit of red speckling or color to it, but this thing is just perfect. Almost looks like a sheet of paper on that video screen. Now, as you flip it over, look at this beautiful ancient bog oak. Isn't that just gorgeous? I mean, I love the gray and brown texture that this wood gets, and this is by far one of the best sounding bog oak builds I've ever heard. She does some really unique bracing too, but we'll also get into that. Now, it's wrapped all the way around with a red purfling and a sycamore purfling as well, but the sycamore is kind of proud. It's twice as wide as the red is, so it really stands out together. And also this free floating back strip that she's done is just absolutely gorgeous against that bog oak. Now, all the way around it has that purfling scheme, and it's even more pronounced on the face, so that sycamore is even wider around the face. But as you can see right around here, there's what looks like Alaskan inspired bevel, but it's not. This is her own take on it, and she calls it Rosie's rollover. And it is just that. It's a rolled over arm bevel. It doesn't take out a bunch of side material or top, but it is just enough to be comfortable and do its job. Now, the rosette is actually an oak burl with a ebony ring all the way around the center. This thing it's talking back at me in my ear. Sorry about that. I keep having to mute the strings. It's a very lively instrument. Also, it's got this beautiful kind of rectangular sound port that helps you hear, which is also why it's talking in my ear right now. But when you look in there, she does this X brace back, just one large X that's been carefully scalloped and voiced so that the back has this really deep tone all the way through it. But also, it looks to be podic bracing for the back, which is quite unique. That and her top bracing is a little unlike anything I've seen, and I'm not going to divulge what that is. You'll just have to get the instrument and see for yourself. Now, it's got an ebony bridge with a 2 1/4 saddle spacing here. And as you get into the fretboard, it's got an ebony fretboard, but it's got these beautiful piano key style fret markers that are white with black webbing recon stone, which just really pop out at the player from the driver's seat. And also, she did that red purfling scheme around each of those as well. And actually a double red for the 12th fret, which is really cool. Now, as you get into the headstock, it's got a bog oak cap here with that red veneer underneath. And another thing, I love the shape of her headstock, but what I noticed up close is she carves a deep portion for this little V at the headstock here, only to that red veneer, so that the red veneer kind of pops out and shows. Now, it's got gold go-toes with ebony buttons, which go really well with this oak burl head or back cap, rather. That and her volute is quite lovely. It's a little slimmer than some of those Samaji style enlarged volutes, and it really cups the hand, but it's a little further up than right at the nut, that way so that you can get to first fret and not be hindered by that. Now, another thing I should mention is it's 44.5 millimeter here at the nut, or as to most of us know, that's 1 3/4. Now that's basically the overall specs of this instrument. One more thing. She does a really cool asymmetrical heel here. That way so that when you get up into the cutaway area, you can get really high up into these frets and your thumb just has the perfect place to rest and have foundation, which you want to with this instrument. Every note across this instrument is full and bold, which is quite interesting. This is one of the bassiest sounding Bog Oak guitars I've ever played. But that might also be due to, this is one of her larger bodies. It's the TG body. So it's a little bigger than some of the other ones, but it's really comfortable on the lap, and it's incredibly satisfying to play. It just has this beautiful balance from every single note across. The bass doesn't overwhelm the trebles. They have their own voice, and it just really, it sings. This guitar really stood out to us at Woodstock, so we had to bring it back to show you guys. So if you've got any other further questions about this phenomenal Turnstone TG model, message Alan at cedarrockstudio.com, and thanks for listening.